doing? We would be honored if you would join us.
Okay guys, what's going on? So it looks like we have another leak that has been thrown at us from the D23 panel that just happened today. Now I got this leak way before you guys are seeing this video, a day before you're seeing this video, but I figured I would just upload it for today's time. It really won't make a difference. I don't even know why I went into that detail, but before I digress even further, as I always do, shout out to Dark Horse Comics. The true OGs for Star Wars fans and Star Wars comics will remember Dark Horse Comics. So type right now in the comments if you know who Dark Horse are. New Star Wars Rise of Skywalker footage reveals Rey with a red double-sided lightsaber. Shout out to Collider. Thanks for bringing us this info. So do you guys, before we even get into it, do you guys remember in the Last Jedi promo or the trailers and things like that, we saw Rey with Kylo's lightsaber? And we were thinking, oh, maybe she's, now becoming a Sith. It really wasn't the case. Now, I know it's J.J. Abrams and it's not Rian Johnson who's writing and directing The Rise of Skywalker, which I'm looking forward to immensely. I'm a huge J.J. fan. Okay, so let's break it down. Why don't I read it first? Let's get started with the ending. The new footage concluded with the image everyone's going to talk about. Daisy Ridley's Rey rocking a Sith-looking hood and holding a red lightsaber. I'm sorry, a red lightsaber that extended into a double lightsaber, a la ya boy Darth Maul. So, okay, few things here. Her staff, the tip of it looks like Darth Maul's lightsaber, and I'm going to show a picture of that right here. So, the tip of that staff, it looks like the tip of Darth Maul's hilt. I know it got sliced in two bits. So I'm just wondering, what's the continuity with that? And then now we see that, she actually has a double-bladed lightsaber. So she always was, using a staff, and now it just makes sense that she has a staff saber. Now, as for her rocking a Sith-looking hood and holding a red lightsaber, now I've seen in tweets out there as well that have been sent to me that she would have actually Sith eyes. This could all just be a vision entirely. It could just be something that Palpatine is manipulating her to see, or manipulating someone to see, that she turns into a Sith, and it isn't really the case. It's not really part of the storyline, because for her to turn into a Sith at this point would be just very weird and strange, and it wouldn't align with continuity whatsoever. Now, the only way I could actually see this happening in continuity, in story, not just a vision, but actually happening, is if Palpatine takes her body as a vessel. So I've said this many times, Palpatine took over the body of a vessel in Legends. Palpatine takes bodies and, transfers his consciousness into them in the Dark Horse comics, in Legends. And I believe this is what he has always wanted to do with Anakin. This was his whole plan from the start. I think, he saw Anakin was this perfect vessel, this perfect entity, and he basically just wanted to transfer his essence into Anakin's body, and that's what he meant when he said that I found a way to cheat death, just like, Darth Plagueis. So powerful and so wise. So as for Rey actually becoming a Sith Lord, just keep in mind, it might not actually be the case. She could just be having, someone could be having a vision about her, or she might be having a vision. Or she actually does become a Sith through Palpatine. But I don't think she would consciously become a Sith Lord. I think what's going to happen is that she's going to get consumed by Palpatine's consciousness and basically become Darth Sidious herself. And it would just be something like that. And then eventually, she would get Sidious out of her, and then she would go into, or he would go into someone else's body or something like that. I think, he'll just be body jumping. He'll just be, using these bodies like Ubers, and he'll just be like, what, I had enough of you. I'm going to go to the next one, I think that's maybe going to be his plan. It should be called Episode 9, The Rise of Uber. It should be called Palpatine Lifts. So the Collider article, by the way, big shout out to Collider, goes on to say it was a shocking moment that got a huge reaction, but it's intriguing when paired with a shot earlier in the footage. Rey and Adam Driver's Kylo Ren locked in a massive lightsaber fight on top of a ship sinking into some water. Honestly, similar vibes to the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker duel on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. Speaking of an intriguing note, Darth Vader's unmistakable breathing sound could be heard in the background of some of the footage. So we also know from the video I made a few days ago regarding that trailer we saw, or that a lot of you at D23, I didn't see, saw on the first day of D23 on Friday, you guys got some sizzle reel, and we saw that Vader's actually helmet was seen through some dry ice smoke, something like that. That Kylo Ren was looking at. And there are images online that I've seen, very poor images. Some people actually emailed some of them to me. It just looks weird. I'm not going to show it, obviously, because I don't want to get destroyed. But it looks super weird. You guys can search for that yourselves on Google. But yeah, so that'd be cool if Vader is going to be breathing throughout the fight. But I think that's just something they put for the trailer, the sizzle reels. So as for Rey rocking the Sith look, you know, having Sith eyes maybe, or wearing a Sith hood, I think that's either just a vision or it's just, you know, Palpatine doing the Palpatine thing and becoming, you know, entering his consciousness into other vessels. And that's something that we should be aware of. We shouldn't just take everything for face value as, oh, she's a Sith now. They're retconning everything. It's like, I don't think so. I don't think she's actually going to become a Sith. So that's my theory on what's happening there. Hope you guys enjoyed this little theory video. And yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think below. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.